What's up? It's your boy Mac the Trucker. I'm back making this video today. Obviously, you can tell off the title, the documents for the DOT New Entrant Safety Audit, and the wonderful little letter that I got in the mail probably about 3 weeks ago to a month. They sent that after my 18-month probation is over with. So I'm off them papers, if you'd say it that way. So what I wanted to do was go on here and use the StreamYard and show you what the letter, what it says from the state of Indiana and stuff like that, the people who ran the audit, and then show you a list of all the documents that they required in that audit. So if anybody's like I was when I was trying to learn as much as I could, I wanted to actually see the materials. You know, a lot of people, they didn't really put the materials out there, what they were asking for, what the documents looked like. You know, some of the information's on there. I did, however, go through and redact some information, blocked it out, you know, account numbers, stuff like that, things that might be important. You never know out here on the world of the internet. You always got some crazy people out there trying to get over on you or something. I mean, I ain't gonna get much from me. I'm just a one truck operation, but I try to be safe. You know, better safe than sorry is what they say, right? So I'm gonna hop right on into it. I'm gonna go ahead and share this screen right here, and let's see. Let's pick over here because I already got my Google Drive opened up. And let's see how it does. All right, it says it's sharing. All right, so right there, I kind of put all the documents into a folder, just named the YouTube show, because like I said, I went through and redacted it. So what I'll do is go over here and click on the letter that you will receive once you are off the 18-month probation period. Obviously, you can see what I named it. So this is what you get, and I'll go ahead and read it to you. In fact, I think I actually have the original right behind me from the mail. Might be a little bit easier. It says Jason McIntyre, member, McIntyre Trucking LLC. Records maintained by the United States Department of Transportation, Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration, FMCSA, indicate that 18 months have elapsed since McIntyre Trucking LLC's application for a new entrant registration was approved. A safety audit was performed on McIntyre Trucking LLC on May 10th, 2022, in accordance with blah, 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 FMCSA, little codes and stuff. Like, I ain't going to go through and read all that. Through this letter is removing the new entrant designation from McIntyre Trucking LLC's registration, and the registration is now considered permanent. FMCSA will continue to monitor and evaluate McIntyre Trucking safety management practices and on-road performance on the same basis as any other carrier to ensure ongoing compliance with federal requirements, including the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Registrations, regulations, and applicable federal hazardous materials. So I don't do none of that. So that's just a little thing just to let you know you passed the audit. Now, what I did is I went through, because they gave me a list of things. Once they contact you, they'll contact you, and you have to respond to the email. At least that's how it is in the state of Indiana. And then that guy will give another gal or guy with the Indiana State Police Department. They'll request a whole bunch of different documents. But before you begin the process, you'll get a letter in the mail. It'll give you like a key code or a password. And they already got you set up on FMCSA's website. The audit, they got like a special website for it. So you just type in that code, then you'll see the whole list of all the documents that they want from you. And I'm guessing they could probably be a little bit different here and there in each state, but I would guess that they are probably all along the same lines. So I am going to give you a brief little rundown. These are all, I use my Drive a lot, Google Drive. It's free up to a certain amount of little storage. I would suggest anybody, you keep your files and folders all, organized. You don't want to be running around pulling your hair out trying to find all the stuff at the last minute. You want everything to go as smooth as possible. I do a lot of things electronically, like I told you in the last video. I'll eventually start breaking down all that stuff, the softwares that I use and things of that nature. But just to show you, I have a folder just for that. These are unredacted, So all I did is went in there and redacted that and created another folder. So they're the actual same documents, that I had. But, just don't want to hand out all your information all over the YouTubes to everybody. What I'm trying to do is get the ones that you are thinking about going out and getting your own authority, and what's the process going to be like when you hit that probation, not probation, but that audit. What kind of things are they going to be asking for? So I'm going to give you a brief glimpse of every single one of those little files. I mean, you could be a company driver, you could be a lease driver, and you could be having your eyes set on getting your own authority. It's a lot of record keeping. It's a lot of stuff quarterly and annually, renewals and stuff like that. And it's having files in order, whether it be insurances, your active drivers, fuel logs to match those fuels. So without further ado, I'll just go ahead and jump on in it. So I'll go ahead and click on this. Come on now. There we go. This is the latest active drivers. I'm a one-man operation, so it's just me. And I just give them a little printout of this. And this is from mydriverfiles.com. I pay a monthly subscription to that to keep all my files and everything. And at certain little times, as you can see right here, your clearinghouse right there, annual reminder, license expiration, medical card expiration, and the software will do a lot of stuff for you. It's pretty cheap. I think it's like $5.99 a month, and I think it does go up after you start adding more drivers and stuff like that. But as of right now, I'm just a one-man operation. So I just gave them that when they asked for a driver's list. So yeah, so that's why I got there. So now we'll go back. We'll go down to the next thing. Is the annual review. And this right here is just the driver's license stuff, the tickets and stuff, which I do believe the carriers will no longer have to request that from the drivers. If you remember, if you're already driving, you would get a thing from your company and you'd have to sign it, put in your code, whatever, and give them permission or whatnot. I guess they no longer have to do that anymore. But the carrier itself will have to still perform the task. I guess just asking the driver is just an unnecessary step. So this right here is all right. My annual review for myself. This is also provided with my driver files, and they run the report, and this is what you get. So, signature and stuff. Obviously, I'm signing it because I'm the driver, and I'm also signing it because I'm the carrier. It just asks us your basic stuff, the names and stuff. And as you can see, I'm not perfect. Back in 2016, that got me a nice little ticket. I'd like to think I wouldn't have got that because I went out in that far left lane out in New York. Don't do it. They will get you. And I was avoiding an accident. He happened to be sitting right there. It is what it is. Excuses are like assholes. Everybody's got one, right? Shit. So we'll go to the next one. They ask for that. They have a copy of your evidence of property. Mine's through Progressive, through a local insurance agency in my hometown. You just send them that stuff, and I'll make sure you got all the required coverages, your $1 million policy, $100,000 policy, and any other added stuff that you might have on there. All right, and copy your pretty little face and driver's license that you're supposed to keep on file, all carriers. You do that. And let's see, what's this one? Driver search report. I must have gave him another copy of the driver's list or something. Maybe it looks a little bit better. I can't remember. I'll lose my head if it wasn't attached. That's why I keep all my files, man, because you get something, just go ahead and store it, name it, and when times like these documents are requested, you don't have a hard time finding them. All right, then obviously the Drug and Alcohol Clearinghouse. All I went in there is did a screen grab and showed that I conducted an annual query. Obviously your initial one, then you got to go through and do one every year. So I just did it on myself, little screen grab. So if you've never seen these things and what they look like from a carrier's perspective, and also this right here, this document right here, I did this. This was just like a little word pad that I converted it to PDF. The officer, she had asked for an additional set amount of questions to be answered. So I went through there, and obviously they wanted a mileage. And what I did is I started getting the numbers from the date of authority, not the times that I was leased on to somewhere else, because I had all those numbers and I just broke them all down from the date of my authority and made sure it's separated. Some of the stuff kind of threw me off. They wanted your first and most recent interstate trip, the date, the start location, delivery location, and the commodity. I'm like, didn't really make no sense, but hey, it is what it is. I just go with the flow and give them what they want, because I'm always keeping the files anyway. And a lot of those questions right there, like the loads that I was hauling at that time, let's go back through my software. That's Trucking Office for me. And to see what I was hauling, what was the first trip on my authority and the last one of the year that she was asking for. And then they're going to ask for your fuel transactions for a certain amount of time. And they'll ask that for your logs too, which you'll see later, which I'm not going to go through the whole thing. I don't even know if I put it in there, but I think I did. So I just went ahead and picked March, and you go from the first day of that month to the last day. Obviously, you can see I didn't purchase a whole bunch of fuel in March of 22, but they want all that, so then they're going to verify that and cross-reference that with your logs to make sure you're doing your logs right. I mean, we all have our own opinion on the logs. I mean, so then they want to make sure that you ran a drug test on yourself and all that good stuff. You got to keep it all. You have to keep it all because they're going to ask for it. And that's why I love Google Drive, man. It's free. Go ahead and store that stuff for a certain amount of time, go through after a while. And if you don't need something that's past a certain time period, I guess you could delete it. Me, I don't delete nothing for a while. And what's a few extra bucks for a little bit more storage? I mean, you can't be out here cutting corners. So you got to do it right. You want to, if you go in there looking good and you're giving them everything that they asked for, like a snap of a finger, it's going to make you look a whole lot better. And you go in there, well, I can't find this, I can't find that. There goes instant red flags right there. So I don't think you want that, and I sure didn't. So, there's a test form or whatever from the initial urine screen, drug screen on myself. And then this right here, this is to show that you're in a drug and alcohol consortium. Right here's my wonderful name. under my company name, and I don't know why I blocked that out. Anybody can see, look it up, my DOT authority, but I guess I make it a little bit harder for the ones out there who might try to hate. Ain't nothing to hate on, brother. I ain't balling. I get mine through Express Labs. They run a pretty good deal. I think I got it for $180 for 3 years. It's unlimited amount of drivers. But I mean, you do have to pay for each individual drug screen, and they'll let you know by email, or you go in there once a month really and check to see if you've been selected for a random. But they definitely want to make sure that you're involved in the Drug and Alcohol Consortium and that you're in the random pool. So I sent them a copy of that, and they wanted the MCS 90. But just as the thing that my agent screwed up, and I probably could have got my authority started probably a week earlier, but they didn't send this stuff to the FMCSA. And this MCS, what is this called again? MCS 90. It has to be on file for your authority to go active. So hopefully you're dealing with somebody that's dealing with a whole bunch of trucking companies. I kind of got an idea that maybe my agent wasn't so experienced in that part, and kind of held me up for about a week. Then I had to think for it, and then I had to go check the FMCSA website, and I said, hold on, man, this stuff, did you even send it, And he didn't send it, and it held me up. So that's what an MCS 90 looks like. If you want to pause or whatever, then you go through and kind of get familiar with it, what they look like. Do they look different, and do they have any other different kind of forms, and can they look a little different? I don't really know. I mean, I've only dealt with Progressive so far. I do intend to go to Great West next year or somebody else. Get a little bit better insurance. You always want to have the best insurance. All right, then they're going to ask for your medical certificate and stuff, and it goes through, and it asks all your basic stuff. Everybody knows what a long form looks like, right? So they're going to ask for that. We're going to skip over that because we off that FMCSA probation. Yes, sir. It makes you feel a little bit good when you get that letter at the end of the 18-month period. It's about as equally as good as the results from the officers conducting your new entrant safety audit. I'd say it felt pretty good, to pass both of those and not have any other questions and no reprimands or whatever, like, oh, you did this wrong, I didn't have none of that. It went pretty smooth. And thanks to a friend of mine. And he kind of, I asked him a million questions, man. And if you're watching this video and you're still watching it and you're going through these documents with me, you're probably just as much as interested in studying what you're going to need. That's the best thing, man. Stay studying. Don't believe everything you hear on YouTube. Because some people, they try to sound good, but they ain't running it right. Now, I'm not going to name no names because I don't really know none of them fools out there. But, I got a couple of people on my mind that they talk the top, but they don't walk the walk. With that being said, then you just send them a thing of your pre-employment, negative drug screen. They want to see that, I right here tell you that. I think I get my drug screens for $60 or $65 through the Express Labs Drug and Alcohol Consortium that I have. It's actually pretty easy. It's all electronic. And then they ask for, because one of these is for my old truck, and one of them is for the new truck that I picked up in February. And, so there's another form right there they asked for. And when I switched it up, like I'm being a one-man operation, because normally, I guess from the understanding how it asks for all these certain things, you would just pick whatever driver you want, whatever month of laws or fuel things. You just pick one. It's not like they're running the whole thing. So let's say you grow 2, 3, 4, 5 trucks. I don't really know how they do it, but it sounded like they only pick one. So where are we at? They even want your toll details. They're going to match your tolls up. Obviously I'll block some things out there. I don't know if it's important or whatever, but just being safe. So as you can see, I picked right here, I picked March. So March is what it is. That's the month I used. And it was the first full month of using the new truck. So I didn't pay that much tolls that month. But they're going to match all that, the times, the dates. So that's what you just need. They want your DOT inspection on your trailers, all that good stuff. You just send them a little. I use Cam Scanner on a lot of things too. Like if I do like that document right there, I just put it on my little, I got a little refrigerator right here. I'm actually using the camera on top of the refrigerator. I take out my passenger seat. That's another thing to make life out here a little bit easier. Got to have a bigger refrigerator. But I'll just put it on there, take a quick snapshot with my phone, cam scan, boom, turn it to PDF, send it over to Google Drive, voila. Some things, I try to make it look as good as possible. Some things you just can't get the best quality out of. And what's this one? Oh, and then they want your vehicle files. And vehicle files online is what I use for my vehicle files. And that is, I'd say that's under $5 too a month. Now it also goes off how many vehicles you have. I have my truck and my trailer. I still have my old truck on file, and I still have that active. I probably should go on there and delete that and not have to pay extra. I can't remember if I'm paying extra on that or not. It's very small numbers, but I'll tell you the products are very good. Vehicle Files Online is the sister company of My Vehicle Files Online or .com or whatever. And they give you the same little, you see in these green little dates right here, when your next inspection is due, when your next registration, next service is due, or whenever you set those parameters, and then I'll send you the email and either 30 days, 15 days, and so on, something like that. It's a very good thing. This was a brand new trailer, so obviously I didn't do anything to it yet, which I just did that, and chewy, the idiot. I had to replace a tire, so I went ahead and replaced the whole front axle with that. I got an awesome tire discount program that I'm a part of, so I saved a lot of money. But the dang mechanic, the mechanic, he gonna break the stud off of my hub. So there was an extra $500 right there. So when people are working on your equipment, try to be right there, because you don't expect to go in there with a blown tire, and then voila, next thing you know, hey man, your little thing's spinning. And I'm not gonna get into that. It's a whole nother story. It kind of pissed me off. Let me tell it. Yeah, besides what that looks like, man, they're gonna record all your information. You gotta have those files, vehicle files along with your driver files. This is a required must. And then, obviously, I give them some logs. I use Samsara. I love it. I got the camera also, the road-facing camera. That's what I intend to use. So 3-year contract. Samsara. I paid $520 initially for the gateway, then $520 initially for the road-facing camera. And every year you had to pay an additional $500 for a 3-year contract, so you're going to have that annually. But it does all the stuff. I have no issues with it. I love how it looks. I love how it breaks it down. And it made everything nice and easy. I sent them files. You could also go in there and allow the DOT to access it, but the audit officers, they didn't want to do that way. They said print it off, send it to them. That's okay. There you go. I don't want you in my logs anyway. So then they want your tractor also, your DOT inspection. Some of this stuff is not new for some of the people, but some people out there, they're probably wondering what some of this stuff look like. If you're a company driver, you don't see most of these things, behind the scenes. So that's why I'm doing it for the beginner, the guy with ambition, the guy with goals, the guy with dreams. Let's see what he's getting into. Does he want to go do all this record keeping? Does he want to do all the quarterly filings? Does he want to do all the annual renewals? It's not hard, but you have to have the right mindset. You have to be somewhat organized. You have to be willing to do a little extra office work, to do it right. What else we got here? And then this is the one on my truck, my vehicle files. I didn't have hardly anything on there because I picked that up in February. And that's that one. Then, my old truck. I kind of miss Old Blue. It was a good truck. Little inspection on that. And then last and not least, they wanted some records on that. And here's a little, for the vehicle files online, how it keeps your records. Now, you could also go in there, you could print these off, this whole little stuff off, or you could go in there and store the files when you enter it. So you'll always have the receipts to back it up. Because they want it all. They want the receipts. In the state of Indiana, they want the receipts. They want the whole description, everything. So that's what they got, And that's what it is, man. Y'all should be keeping track of your stuff. Be a little organized. Hold on, how am I going to do this? I'm going to stop this screen right here. Let me see. Yep, that's a lot of files for a one truck operation. But then again, it's pretty easy. You just click on the stuff. If you got like a drive, Google Drive, a OneDrive, something in the cloud, just click on that stuff, share it to their little website, and they get it. I went through and put everything in the folder first, answered all the questions, and then did all the stuff. Make sure I had it all. I don't want to look like no idiot. Some people were like, yeah, you still look like one, Mac. Yeah. But sometimes I think I am too. But we stopped sharing that right there. And here I am. So I'm chilling in the back here, man. It's kind of a rough week. Yesterday, I had hardly any sleep. Went over there to a McLean's. Anybody know anything about a McLean's? Man, they need to get it together. 10 hours and 15 minutes. I'm sitting there, a lot of people, they can just roll over and go to sleep and then wake up and bounce right to it. I can't do that, man. I figure about every time I do try to get to some sleep and they're knocking on your door, interrupting your sleep. But 10 hours, 15 minutes, McLean, get it right. McLean, whatever it is. Everybody knows what I'm talking about. But I won't be going to back one. And they screwed up my back haul. I had a good paying back haul. So I'm down here in Texas. Decent money to bring it over. Decent money to go over to North Carolina. Which right now, man, that stuff is struggling. I know anybody else out there watching, you're out here on the spot market, you got your own authority. Yeah, you might even be feeling as a company driver. I hear a lot of people are starting to lay off, man. Who knows? They did that stuff back in 2008. When they started doing that, things getting bad out there. So that's what I wanted to do. I want to come in here. That's what you got to look forward on your audit. I'd say if you're coming out here to get your own authority, you better be prepared to do a lot of record keeping, office work. It's all on you. I run everything all the way by myself. I don't include nobody. I don't let the wife do it because my wife runs her own business too. She does hair and all that stuff, and then it takes care of the kids. So I have to do it right now. But if I was to do 2020 hindsight, would I do it again? Would I come out here and get my own authority again? If I'm being honest with myself and y'all, I'd probably say no. Because it's a lot easier just to drive under someone's authority as long as you're getting a good split. And I was getting a good split, 80-20 split, Jeff always treated me right. Props out there to Like Trucking. They're a great place. But I came out here and I'm already in here. And I'm a little too hard-headed to give up. Yeah, I made it through a Swift contract. So I'm about to stick everything out. And I'd warn anybody, if you're trying to hop out and get a truck or anything like that, be careful right now, the market. If you're going to run the spot market, it's kind of crazy out here. The price of fuel, the rates are tanking, the volume's down. It's up and down market out here. And I watched this stuff for a couple of years before I ever got out into the spot market. And I've been out here now 2.5 years, something like that, playing the spot market and my authority. You just got to be very careful. Keep your costs low. Hopefully you're handy with renters. You can save some money that way. Study. Don't just go off of what people are saying. Don't believe the people, especially right now, that say out there balling. I mean, some people probably are. They're doing specific stuff. They may not be doing dry-van. They might be doing reefer. They might be doing flatbed. They might be doing specialized RGN, things of that nature. They might have direct customers, which I don't have right now, but I am working on one. I'm trying to get my foot in the door, you know what I'm saying? They'll keep you running. So study. That's all I can say. That's what I did. Bounce around. A lot of these people out here doing YouTubes. A lot of people have a lot of good information out there. Just pick through it. See what makes sense to you. With that being said, y'all take care of yourself, because if you don't, no one else will. And I'll catch you next time. All right, I'm out of here.